I'm getting back on this truck again today. Had to get off of it for a couple days. I got the sides done, but the tailgate needs to be made a little bigger. I've got more of this material here. Big space here in the middle. That's because when I bought the truck there was a hole here and a box, some kind of a box and a hole that had something to do with what the thing was being used for. Street department had it. So I'll probably stick a bar in between here. I got more of this material just like this sitting on the floor. Right there's a bar of it right there. Actually I got two bars of that. It's the same size, 1.5 inch by 1/8 inch. I don't have any of this tread plate, but I got some regular flat stock. Here's a piece here. There's another piece standing right there. This piece right here that I put in here to patch up this hole is probably some of the same material. I'm not sure. Same thickness anyway. I'll just cut some out. First we'll frame this out a little bit. Here's my first piece cut off and fits in there nice and snug. Gotta measure it for center across there. Weld that one in. Found my center here, put a center mark on this one, actually put two on this one on each side, up here on top. Took a grinder and cleaned this up underneath there where I'm going to weld to, and out here across the front. And these other posts have a little weld right in the middle, so I cleaned either side of where the post is going to be on this to copy that, do the same thing. Looks like they used caulk or something in the middle there, which I'm probably not going to mess with because this is an old junk truck. This just to get a couple more years out of it. Got my piece clamped on up there. It's going to hold pretty tight down here on the bottom, I think, but on the top had to put a clamp on it to snug it in there a little bit better and to hold it centered. And of course I got my ground clamp on the vice grip. And today I'm going to be using my Lincoln Wirematic 250. It's an old machine that I bought at a place that handles used equipment and repairs. It's a Lincoln dealer. So flip this thing on and we'll be welding away here in a second. Got a pretty good sized gap to fill, so I'm going to have to run some light beads quickly over the top. Something's wrong with my settings. Oh, my wire speed got turned all the way down to nothing. The wind started kicking up and messed up my weld, so you can't weld out in the wind with a MIG welder. So I had to bring the stick welder out. We'll finish it up with that. Get these bottom welds. I'm already set up to do those. I've got a gap right under here in between these two, and I can't just weld right on top of that. It'll just burn the bottom of this off and leave a hole on top, especially with a stick welder. They burn a lot hotter than a wire feed. So what I got to do is just build this up on the bottom, make a couple of light passes right on this bottom bar here. You can't see the gap, but it's underneath there. So I'm just going to raise this up a couple of passes, light passes, and then my second pass will probably be up here touching the bottom of this bar here, and then my third pass will weld this bar right into those beads that I'm going to lay onto this. And someday I will set up a deal where I can have a hood on the camera so you can actually watch the welding. I'm going to do an upright now, or a vertical, and what I'm going to do is start on the side that I think is going to take the best heat, which is the thickest side, but both of these are 1/8 inch. This back plate and this post is 1/8 inch, so they're going to be pretty close to the same, but I'm going to pick one side that I think will be more resistant to blowing through, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line down and then across, tag over here to this one, back up here, tag over here to this one slightly above where I came in the first time, back up here. I'm just going to keep hooking like that until I get all the way down. I'm going to be going just about this speed. And that's how you do a vertical and get your deepest penetration without having a whole bunch of tear drips coming down out of there. Now, I don't have the best timing. I'm not a very neat welder. I got to clean a lot of my welds up afterwards with a grinder or whatever, but I'm not doing welding videos per se. I'm doing do-it-yourself videos at home, and this is fixing my truck. Sorry for the noise. Here comes the trash truck. No drips, just kind of got stuck right here and left a little BB right there, but knock that off.
We'll continue this on part 4.